Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Would have kicked the broadcast on earlier, but man, I have started to clean my airbrush, and I just got the worst gunk in my ferrule. So, anyways, trying to clean that up right now. And then we should be getting started here shortly. Yeah, this little bit here, this ferrule, it's cool and all, but man, like I got so much dried gunk in there, and I was using the needle to kind of push it through, and it was just a bit of a mess. Now, so let me put my airbrush back together, and then we can start the priming and the painting and all that good stuff. What's up? My phone buzzed right in my ear. What's up, Cameron? Yeah, so I started this build on my Facebook page, and nobody hopped on. So I was like, I'll move over here to YouTube and see if anybody else wants to hop on. Could be that, this is just such a boring model that no one's that interested in watching someone paint it, but maybe. Yeah. Still have a little bit of a clog there in the airbrush, but let's see if we can just make it work here. Just enough to get through painting the one model. All right, so here we go. Let's get some primer. Ooh, some primer on the model. And then we're going to do primer paint. You know the deal. This should be a fairly quick paint because there's not a terrible amount of detail on the model, and I'm thinking a lot of this can get done via airbrush. If I do a decent enough job priming. Hey, what's up, Blade Wolf? Welcome to the feed. Okay. Let that dry for just a second. So yeah, I got to play a lot of Batman today, which is awesome. I put together a demo kit for one of the local shops to use because they asked me to. Actually, they didn't just ask me. They asked our group if we would do a demo night, and within the group, they kind of looked to me for. Something's. Hold on. Is my air trigger stuck? Hope not. What else could go wrong, right? There we go. Yeah, within the group, they kind of look to me as like kind of the guy who teaches the people how to game or how to play, because that's how the group started in the first place. Was I taught most of them how to play. So so I said, so I agreed to the store manager. I agreed to do it, but my condition was that we have a staff. We have a staff that's trained so that so that it's not always me or one of the other guys getting stuck doing the demos all the time. So what I did today was, or last night, I put together the demo kit, and today we tried it out. Taught another local guy how to play Batman. So we played a quick demo, and then we played a full game, which was awesome. So you got to see the full game in action. And then once that was over, then we moved on to the full game, and I taught one of the store staff there how to play. So, and overall it was fun. The demo kit worked great. I put together Arkham Origins Batman and Agent Ron versus I guess that's Arkham City Joker and that starter box essentially. So they both work out to, I believe, 169 or 170 reps, which is perfect. Obviously, Batman's a little he's a little short-staffed compared to Joker, but again, that also works out in terms of balance. I'm just trying to dry the model. All right. So now let's do a little white on there. I'm actually going to do a lot of white on this model. And from pretty far out, because I want the model to look fairly dry. Okay. So we'll let that dry. And then I'm going to switch airbrushes. And we're going to switch over to the 0.2 so that I can do the detail. So it was good. I mean, I hadn't played Batman in almost 2 weeks, which I know to most miniature gamers, 2 weeks, they don't consider a long time. Not a lot of, like, there are some miniature gamers that can, that have the kind of time where they can game once per week like me. Oh, nice. You're at CQ Sunday? Very cool. What'd you pick up? Let's see how this... Have a little bit of a slog to work out. Not bad. All right. So now let's start with some color blocking. So I am going to go with the classic blue outfit with the yellow. Yeah. I could reverse it, which would look kind of cool. Reverse colors, like yellow, do mostly yellow, and then blue. That would look kind of dope, I think. think that would look kind of awesome, actually. What do you think? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. That sounds really cool. Whatever, it's my model, right? Let's just get a couple of yellows ready to do this. That's a nice bright yellow. All right. Vet Catalyst and Hush. Oh, nice. Yeah, I thought about Hush for Batman, but man, I cannot buy any more Batman. I just have too much stuff. Later, Cam. See you, dude. All right. Okay. So yeah, this model is going to have a yellow and blue color scheme. But she's going to be opposite in terms of her actual scheme. She'll be mostly yellow. That's why I'm dying so slowly. Why? Because he can't resist buying more Batman? I like this Ravager. All right. So let's get the like one or two a paycheck. Oh, nice. I'm at that moment where I've slowed down. Yeah, the main reason why I've stopped is because I don't have any more room in my bag. So I'm having to sell off stuff in order to justify getting more stuff. So I should be selling my League of Shadows crew here pretty soon. And then I'm going to figure out what to do with the Harley Quinn crew. And then, I don't know, I'm going to figure out more stuff, whatever I'm going to sell now. All right. So now we're going to go in with a much lighter yellow. I don't know why, but I just love, I love painting yellow now. I love yellow color schemes. Yeah, that is. And so hard part selling off stuff that you use a lot. Yeah, that's true. I try not to do that. Like I try to when I sell off stuff, I go back down to, I just try to make some hard choices about what do I realistically use here. I don't know. Blue or yellow? Cannot decide. Blue still might be really kind of cool. I really can't decide now. Blue is nice, but yellow is just so fun. I don't know why. Okay, if I'm gonna do blue on the main body, then I better block off a little more of that orange yellow color, the bottom of the shoes. Just to get a little bit of tone in there. The one nice thing about blue is it's going to allow me to really play around with shading more. Whereas yellow, you just can't get that. Yellow, you have to keep it fairly surface. Let's try blue. So it's gonna, I think the first shade will make it look green. Obviously, because I essentially base coated the model yellow. So I'm gonna go in with a pretty, like, super dark blue. Ah, man. Okay. So we got to be really kind of gentle with this blue color. This is pretty dark, but it should look pretty cool. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to come in tight with this. Whoa. So this is real. This is a little more precise work than I typically like to do with my airbrush, but it's okay. I mean, it's working. I just normally don't like to be in this tight, but to do what I'm doing right now, you gotta be in real tight. Okay. Yeah, that blue's pretty cool. That's pretty cool blue. All right. Let's highlight that blue. All right. So we're going to do actually 3 stages to the blue. Because if we're going to do blue, we're going to do it right. Since so many superhero characters use blue, I kind of have my little system set. Essentially, start with Imperial Blue. And then we're going to do a little Magic Blue. And then we're going to block the gray color out. And then finish with a really, like a white color. So I'm just going to build that Magic Blue color right there. You can see it kind of coming in. Right? Oh, wow. I totally missed the back of her arm right there. That's funny. This is going to be a nice little transition. Whoa. So you can see, pretty cool transition we got going there. So now we're going to move on to the lightest blue highlight. So you could either use a sky blue or, a light blue. You could even do an azure or a pale blue-gray. You could even do like glacial blue, which actually that's what I'm going to end up doing, just because I want a really, really top-end highlight. But this is going to be a really fine job here. And then we're going to do a little charcoal for the sword. The swords. All right. So just the tip top. Just the. There, you can see that light coming in. So it looks like I've over highlighted it now, right? That's kind of what you want. Okay. There we go. Looking pretty good. All right, so now let's do the swords, and then we're done with the airbrush. Oops. We're rinsing with the wrong. Oops. All right. Okay. Nice. All right. So now just a little bit of charcoal. And we're just going to get a little bit of detailing done on the sword, on the swords. And depending on how thin this mixture is, I can actually even get a base coat on the hair, because her hair is kind of like grayish. She's got kind of like a grayish blonde. It's not really like a platinum. It's like a gray. It's weird. Right? So let me just quick little zap there just to get that started. Okay. So far, so good. We're ready to start painting now. So now the idea is to, well, let's paint the skin, the face first, and then we'll get to the rest of this. So here's where we're at so far. I'm going to take a 30-second break here to munch on something. If you guys have any questions or comments on what you're working on, let me know, please, in the comments. Just been going through the farmers team. Nice. Farmers are a super fun guild to play. Still not, I haven't picked up a crew for myself, but after painting that set, I'm kind of into it a little bit. All right, so there's only one eye on this model, so that's a big step forward in terms of how fast this model will get painted. It's really just a face as far as the skin is concerned. And it's weird. There's not, it's such, her face is so de-emphasized in the sculpt that it's kind of weird because she's got this cool eye patch and you'd think they want to play that up a little bit, but need a couple of coats here on the white. Get it to pop. Don't know why I held my breath on that. That's the joke. Like, I could pass out if I did that. If I concentrate too hard on this. Oops. You're still on, aren't you? Can't tell if that white is bright enough. I don't think it is. I need to... I really want a bright white eyeball here. Because it's the only... There we go. I know it's super hard to see. Hold on. Let me fix the... Let me bring her in closer and fix the focus so you can see. There. There you go. Right? Okay. So now let's dot that eye. Hey, what's up, Hexus Pano? Blue fade into yellow looks great. Thanks, man. All right. So now let's dot the one eye. Right? That's all she wrote. Oops. I need to be in closer so you guys can see. No, actually. How close do I have to be here to... Yeah, whatever. We'll zoom in on the face when I finish it. Okay, so here we go. What's funny about this face is I know she's supposed to be kind of a badass, and this chick's face kind of has like a sadness to it. Actually, kind of sad. She had a really square jaw. Honestly, she looks like someone I know. The face looks like someone I know. Okay. There we go. Got the undercoat for the skin down. Let's do the next color, which is typically tanned highlight. If I can find it. Not rosy skin. Might not be able to find it. There we go. All right, so now let's do tanned highlight. And then this is where we do a little bit extra stuff, like I do like to paint the lips on female models, even though like a model like this particular character, probably not putting lipstick on before she goes out and kills people. But you never know. Okay. Uh-oh. Got a thumbs down. Somebody mad. I can't see. That happens. All right. Maybe they don't like it that I paint the lips in. Who knows? I didn't think it was that big a deal. Would you like to know that I missed a mold line, or would you like for me to keep it secret? Oh, I'm sure I did. I'm trying to figure out on the if it was on the arms or the legs. It's right here, right? That right there. I actually did try to get that a little bit early on, but I gave up pretty early. Okay. So I'm just going to give a little bit of color to the lip. Again, I'm not trying to make her look like a doll or anything like that. To me, it just makes sense. Oh, the other arm. Oh, yeah, there's a big one right there. Ooh, I missed a huge one. Okay. No wonder you could pick that up on camera. Now, the funny part is, this still kind of looks like that person I was talking about, but it kind of doesn't anymore because I put the lipstick on. This and the person that she looks like doesn't wear lipstick. So there's that. Wow. Well, I'm going to forgive myself for that because honestly, I'm going to miss stuff like that. And if I were to try to take a file to that right now, I'd probably just pop the arm right off, which would suck. Do I need to do another highlight on the skin? Or is it good just being this color? I personally think it's good. I don't think... I'll just highlight again. Just build the color up a little bit. I personally think that's on the skin, that's about as light as we're gonna need to go. Typically I go one shade lighter, but for this particular model, I think she looks fine. All right, and then the last detail we're gonna do on her face is the eye patch. So yeah, this looks like my friend with an eye patch, which is funny. Okay, so there we go. All right, so now we can start to work on shading the blue here. So actually, before we even do that, let's do, I'm gonna need a neutral gray. Or cold gray. Naturally, I'm starting to pull all the basalt gray. These are nice cold gray. So we're going to do the cold gray, and we're going to do the under, like the chainmail undershirt part. Whoa, might have over thinned that. It's okay. So essentially all of, and this is what I didn't know about the first time I painted this model, because I was asked to do an alternate color scheme. I did not know that she kind of has this like chainmail shirt down here underneath the underneath her standard. Wow, that mold line is just screaming at me. What neutral gray do I use? I use model color neutral gray, but right now I'm going to use cold gray, which is a nice kind of non-metallic, you know, if you're going for a non-metallic style. Cold gray, neutral gray are both really good colors for that. So she kind of has this like chainmail tank top deal. Or chainmail underneath her tank top deal, I should say. Wow. Now both mold lines are screaming at me. It was pretty funny. Whoever hit me with the thumbs down, I wonder if it was because they saw a mold line. Some people freak out about that. Honestly, if it's along the arm or something like that, it doesn't bother me that much. If it's across the face or something like that, or across an area that would be smoother, like broader and smoother than the arms, like it was straight across the leg here, I could kind of have a problem with that. Looks like that's, she also kind of has this side here too. It's also kind of chainmail color. Okay, there we go. I shouldn't have told you. That's okay. It's not like eyes. Eyes are the ones I freak out on. Like if I don't have good eyes, and that freaks me out. Okay, so now we're gonna make a glaze out of this magic blue that I like so much, and we're gonna kind of run that around the model. Or if I should just do instead of doing like a Drakenhof Nightshade, we're just gonna play around with the blues for a bit. So I'm gonna make a glaze out of it. We're just gonna make this super thin, right? And then the idea here is we're gonna paint it like that, but then we're gonna take a damp cloth brush and just kind of move that blue towards the shadows of the model, right? So you can start up in the top, like the tops of the tank top, but you're gonna, now I'm gonna just move that down below, right? So I'm using this glaze like a, kind of like a shade, but just trying to be a little bit slightly more careful about where it's actually going. And you can see it's taking away that totally sky blue look, and it's going in with a deeper, like a deeper look to it, a deeper blue look. Kind of nice. So we're going to let that dry, and we're going to go darker with it. We're just going to do another shade and allow it to get darker. But you can see, like, I'm covering a ton of ground with just basically one brush load. The idea there being I'm going to spread it so thin across the surface that it's going to let that highlight stuff stay in. And yes, the new plastics do look amazing. Now, if I want more of a highlight, say right there, I just take my damp brush and get rid of more of that. There we go. Okay, and then so now we're going to take some of this Imperial Blue. We're going to make a glaze out of that. And this is going to be applied specifically into the shadows. Right? This one I don't need to paint over the entire area, but really just kind of concentrate on where the most shadows will be. So right there, kind of in the cleavage area, obviously there's always a little bit of shadow there. And we'll do under the cleavage. And then this kind of whole area here, the little 6-pack. So this is not the nice part where you can start to add a bit of definition to your airbrush stuff. And then because it's a glaze, I can just move it if I'm having problems. Just like force it down into a crevice or a corner or something. So right here, down in the crotchal region, underneath the kneecap. And then here towards the bottom, I'm going to kind of feather in a layer. See what I'm doing there? Not even, I'm not reloading my brush. I'm just spreading this out as thin as it will go. Right. So now I use the damp brush while this is all still wet to blend that. Right. And just blend that all in. Right, and blend that down. I do agree that the new plastics look amazing. Hopefully nothing too bad happens with the pricing structure. That'll make a lot of people angry in a hurry. They're like, hey, we're going resin, and we're going to charge you 40% more per model. Hopefully something like that doesn't happen. Okay, so there's that. Let's do a little armor wash on the sword. And before we do that, Let me knock an edge. Maybe less mold lines, hopefully. No kidding, right? And hopefully fewer miscasts. Because she came in and she was miscast. This sword here was, you can see it's kind of broken off. Did not do too well. Let's do. So yeah, Ravager's hair is like kind of grayish white even. It's like, I don't even know if I would call that platinum. She almost just has like gray silver hair. Yeah, that's really bad. I think the worst one I've had with Knight has been I've got a Batwoman with a club foot. Like did not it did not completely cast the model. So her foot was just a stump. There we go. Starting to look more like hair. So now, yeah, especially the parts that join. Exactly. Okay. Did Night Model replace it? I never actually took it in, so that's kind of more my fault. I don't know. I think at the time I was frustrated with a bunch of other aspects of the game. This is like right after we started, and we were just having problems with the translation of the game, and we were just so unclear on a bunch of stuff that inevitably kind of led to a bad gaming experience, and then we were kind of questioning whether or not we wanted to continue. So at that point, we took an extended break from Night Models, and now we're back. There we go. All right. So now I can do the armor wash. Just a couple drops of water. How did I fix it? I took some green stuff and I green stuffed the rest of the foot. Like I basically just sculpted it by hand. And it looked okay. I mean, obviously it could have looked better, but that's what I had. I think I ended up selling that set. Okay, and we also want to do the chainmail bits. Now once this is done, I'm going to do a little bit of work on the yellows. Oops. It's kind of weird that that stayed blue, but whatever. Okay. So now let's clean up the yellow. And we're going to use the same yellows that we applied to begin with. Oh, and I'm also going to need a pretty opaque yellow for the oh. All right. So I'm going to paint an opaque yellow here. It's actually more of a brown on the sword hand and the feet. The feet is. So I'm just going in with this color, mainly to try to hide the blue that's shown up. This model is super easy, like color scheme. I'm going to paint the bell bottoms here, a brown color. It's interesting that a character that came out in 2006 has bell bottoms. All right. And we're going to just feather out that brownish color so that we're still going to end up with a nice yellow color. And we're going to end up with our gloves back. Our gloves and our boots. Okay. Pretty good so far. Do you think that lighting is okay on the blue? Or does it need to be brighter? Or does it need to be darker? Should I do another shade coat? I don't know. You guys tell me. Okay. Looks great. Thank you, sir. I'm going to do another white highlight on the blades. Give the blades a better, a more clear look to them. Thanks, Playbles. That big dimple there, I can't really take care of. That was just a hole from the miscast. That was that whole arm was pretty badly miscast. Considering the sword never fully formed up, and now I've got a bad joint on that side. The mold lines I'll take responsibility for, but a lot of the other stuff is not doing too well. All right, so now time to come in and paint some of this orange. Okay. And work that color in here. This is kind of the shadowy color, so makes sense that it would be on these two models. I'm pretty sure I seem to recall that. Oh, I don't even remember. I just got no filter this time of night. Starting to get tired. It's okay. We'll fight on. I'm gonna do a little cold gray highlight here. And let's do a little orangish on the scabbard in the back. Okay. So far so good. Let's go ahead and do the basalt gray. Who's late? I gotta cook. Let's go a little bit faster because of how late it is. I mean, there's not much else left to see painting this model. Pretty simple paint job. I'm going to do kind of a 3-color flagstone base, but I don't think that's, you can watch almost any of my Batman stuff, and I'm always painting this the same way. So we're going to let that dry. And then while that's drying, I'm going to do some highlights on the gloves and the belt and stuff. Okay. So I'm going to use deep yellow, really good color. This is a really sharp color, deep yellow. Use it to kind of highlight off the belt, right? Then here, that mold line. Drive me crazy now. Not the end of the world though, because there's so many other cool things to enjoy about playing Batman. Okay. I'm starting to like this color scheme a lot now. Where they just sort of... Okay. So now I just take the damp brush and kind of feather all this out. It's not working so well. It's a pretty dry yellow, huh? There we go. That was not working out that well. So I'll feather the orange back into it. Provide a little more realism there. There, that's about as far as... What's his name? He possessed her body and made her go do this. Okay. Ew, it's still not dry yet. Okay. Yeah, I was hoping to be done by now, but I basically am. It's just going to be painting in this stuff, letting that dry, and then hitting it with a wash. Okay. Let's do the brown. You can see how quickly that went once the tedious stuff was done. Now we're just rolling pretty quick. Okay. Let me give you guys some close-ups of this since we're that far along. Is that... That's pretty good. Pretty good there. A little weird detail on the blade here that I don't like. See if I can kind of remove that dark line. There we go. Almost done drying. So once that's done drying, then we're gonna stick we're gonna put the wash on the base to kind of blend the base. And And then I'm also going to do a little more white highlights on the hair. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now let's do a quick little, I guess it's a wash on that flagstone base. Yeah, this is a really cool model. I didn't have any, when I bought her, I didn't have any specific plans for her other than, ooh, wow. I just really spread all that brown around. It's okay if I go thin enough. Then it'll keep its definition. Oh, it's like a big soupy mess down there at the bottom. Probably because it is a big soupy mess. It should look okay once we're. So what I'm going to do now, because everything runs a bit more closely together now. Let me see if I can pull a lot of this moisture off of it. In fact, I'm going to use a bigger brush to do this and just pull the moisture off. So I can give it a proper wash. Okay, there we go. Now, might take a little while. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and do the black lip, and let's call it a day. I'm gonna hit the hay. See you later. Good night. See you, Sean. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Ooh. Just way too much liquid drying there at the same time. So it's gonna look kind of funky. It's okay. All I have to do is let this fully dry, and then I'll come in, say, tomorrow, and just hit it with that wash again, and then it'll be done. So if I just had, additional 15 minutes or so, I could fix that. But as of right now, it doesn't really matter. It's not. What matters now is that the model itself looking pretty good. And we can try to wrap this up. Hey, I got a thumbs up to counterbalance the thumbs down I got. All right. Let me cover up this. And I'll give you guys one last look at the model. Again, the base is still super wet. So you can see the base looks like soup right now. It's fine. But you can make out the rest of this model. And I think she looks pretty cool. The blue looks a lot lighter on camera. It might be the green behind it, but in real life it's actually darker than this. It looks pretty good, all things considered. Cool looking model. Okay, anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys, and we will catch you on the next one.